something terrible is happening in Burkina Faso, but it's not the whole story. What if we told you that this country, gripped by crisis, is now on a path to recovery? You're about to witness how an unexpected leader is turning things around in one of Africa's most troubled nations. While Burkina Faso has endured one of the toughest periods in its history, a new president's vision is turning things around. The world is witnessing an inspiring transformation as Burkina Faso goes from crisis to recovery with strides in economic revitalization, infrastructure development, and international cooperation. In this video, we'll explore how Ibrahim Traoré is leading his country through this remarkable recovery and shaping its future for the better. If you're intrigued by this story of resilience, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more impactful content like this. The birth of a crisis. In 2022, when Ibrahim Traoré took over the leadership of Burkina Faso, the country was facing an unprecedented crisis. Years of growing instability, largely fueled by violent extremist groups across the Sahel region, had severely weakened the country. The people of Burkina Faso had witnessed multiple coups, including the ousting of former President Roch-Marc Christian Kaboré, whose inability to curb the violence led to mass discontent. The military stepped in, and with that, the course of the nation shifted dramatically. But what followed was not just uncertainty, it was the start of a pivotal moment for the country. The humanitarian crisis at the time was nothing short of catastrophic. Millions were displaced, fleeing their homes due to violence. Hospitals were destroyed, schools closed, and essential services broke down. The country's economy, already fragile before the crisis, began to plummet. As citizens watched their country crumble under pressure, hope seemed in short supply. But in the midst of this turmoil, Ibrahim Traoré stepped forward, inheriting not just a country in disarray, but a nation teetering on the brink of collapse. His leadership would soon ignite a movement of recovery. Ibrahim Traoré, a leader with vision. What sets Ibrahim Traoré apart from many leaders is his clear vision and unyielding resolve. When he assumed leadership, he didn't see a nation at its lowest as an obstacle. He saw it as an opportunity. His vision for Burkina Faso wasn't just about tackling the immediate security crisis, but about long-term recovery and growth. He always understood that to rebuild his country, it was essential to focus not only on security, but also on economic revival and infrastructure development. Traoré's leadership is driven by the belief that in times of crisis, bold action is necessary. He immediately started addressing the systemic challenges that had plagued the country for years. His approach has been to implement strategic reforms and policies that put the needs of the people first. These weren't just temporary fixes. They were structural changes meant to set Burkina Faso on a path to prosperity. And it didn't take long for the people to see the impact of his leadership. With steady determination, Traoré began the hard work of reshaping Burkina Faso's future. Economic recovery against the odds. The task of reviving an economy amidst such chaos could be seen as impossible. After all, when the country is grappling with violence, displacement, and a shattered infrastructure, how can an economy even begin to recover? Yet, under Traoré's guidance, Burkina Faso has experienced an economic revival that defies expectations. Agriculture, the backbone of the nation's economy, became a central focus of the recovery strategy. Despite ongoing insecurity, the government prioritized enhancing local food production. In 2023, an impressive 500,000 hectares of land were dedicated to cereal farming, which led to a remarkable surge in crop output. This strategic push aimed to reduce Burkina Faso's reliance on expensive food imports, which had previously placed significant strain on the national budget. By boosting domestic food production, the government not only improved local markets, but also breathed new life into the economy, creating a ripple effect of growth across other sectors. But Traoré's economic strategy didn't stop with agriculture. Mining, a sector rich with potential, also became a focal point of his plans. Burkina Faso is one of Africa's largest gold producers, and despite the security risks posed by extremist groups, the government took significant steps to safeguard the mining industry. Gold production continued to thrive, providing essential export revenues and foreign exchange. The stability of this sector has proven invaluable, ensuring a steady source of income even in the face of adversity. Traoré's efforts in diversifying the economy have placed Burkina Faso on a more resilient economic footing. Infrastructure development in the face of crisis. Rebuilding infrastructure amidst a violent conflict may seem daunting, but it became one of Ibrahim Traoré's immediate priorities. With roads in disrepair and transportation systems at a standstill, the movement of goods and people was severely hindered. Understanding the critical importance of infrastructure in stabilizing the economy and rebuilding communities, Traoré made significant investments in key sectors like transportation, healthcare, and education. Road construction and rehabilitation became the cornerstone of his infrastructure strategy. The improved transportation networks allowed for smoother movement of goods, ensuring that businesses could operate more efficiently and essential services could reach those in need. The importance of roads in facilitating trade and linking communities together cannot be overstated, and Traoré's focus on restoring these networks has already had a transformative effect. Beyond transportation, Traoré's government has focused on essential social infrastructure. New schools and hospitals are being constructed, addressing long-term educational and healthcare needs. These investments in social services have not only improved the quality of life for Burkina Faso citizens, but also laid the groundwork for a more stable and prosperous future. While the progress is incremental, it's clear that these infrastructure projects are vital to the nation's recovery and demonstrate a long-term commitment to improving the lives of the people. Forging strategic alliances. Burkina Faso's path to recovery would not be successful without external support, and under Ibrahim Traoré, the country has recognized the importance of forging strategic alliances. Regional cooperation has become a key pillar in Burkina Faso's efforts to combat extremism and rebuild its economy. Traoré has shifted the focus from regional organizations like ECOWAS to cultivating stronger partnerships with neighboring nations facing similar challenges. A standout partnership is with Mali. Both Burkina Faso and Mali share a common struggle against jihadist groups destabilizing the region. The two countries have formed a military and diplomatic alliance aimed at combating these extremist forces. By pooling their resources, they've significantly increased their military capacity, making their collective fight against terrorism more effective. But these alliances aren't just about military cooperation. They also carry significant economic benefits. Burkina Faso and Mali have begun to collaborate on issues such as trade, resource management, and infrastructure development. This growing partnership is sending a powerful message. Burkina Faso is no longer isolated. It is a key player in the regional security framework. Challenges remain. While remarkable strides have been made, the journey to full recovery is still fraught with challenges. The security situation in Burkina Faso remains precarious, with extremist groups still active in several regions. Thousands of people remain displaced, and humanitarian aid is desperately needed. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership continues to be tested daily. The country faces not only internal security threats, but also external pressures from global geopolitical dynamics. However, despite these ongoing challenges, it is evident that the strategic decisions made by Traoré are creating the foundation for a brighter future. A long road ahead. Though progress in Burkina Faso is undeniable, it's important to recognize that the nation is far from out of the woods. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership is still under constant scrutiny, and his government faces a volatile and unpredictable environment. The presence of extremist groups remains a persistent challenge, and while military efforts have gained some ground, the situation remains fluid. Insecurity continues to displace millions, and large sections of the population live in constant fear. The destruction of infrastructure, including vital roads, schools, and hospitals, has created a serious setback for social development. Even with the substantial progress in rebuilding these systems, much more work is needed. The humanitarian crisis remains dire, with millions of people in need of aid, and the nation continues to struggle with providing enough support for these displaced populations. Although there have been efforts to rebuild and provide essential services, the scale of the crisis means that progress is slow. To truly see the country's recovery, there must be an increase in both domestic and international support. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership is constantly being tested by these ongoing challenges. The government is under immense pressure to maintain order and security while ensuring that the country's rebuilding efforts do not falter. However, the leadership has shown a remarkable ability to adapt to changing circumstances. And as the situation evolves, so too does the country's strategy for recovery. Despite the numerous obstacles that remain, there is no denying that the trajectory of Burkina Faso is one of positive change. With continued leadership, persistence, and international collaboration, the nation's recovery journey is far from over. But the end goal is in sight. While there are still tremendous challenges to face, the progress made so far is a testament to the resilience of both the Burkinabe people and their leaders. The role of the people. While Ibrahim Traoré's leadership has been instrumental in turning the country around, the people of Burkina Faso also play a crucial role in this transformation. In times of crisis, it's often the citizens who bear the brunt of hardships, but they also have the power to shape the future. The Burkinabe people's resilience and determination to rebuild their country has been the driving force behind many of the government's initiatives. In the face of such adversity, it is the everyday people who continue to stand strong, support each other, and contribute to their community's recovery. This collective effort to rebuild the country, alongside government support, has enabled a steady recovery. One example of this is how local farmers have adapted to the security challenges in rural areas, continuing to produce vital crops for local markets. Despite the threats posed by extremist groups, agricultural initiatives have kept the backbone of the economy strong, helping to feed the nation and reduce its dependence on food imports. The courage and resourcefulness of the people of Burkina Faso cannot be underestimated. They have truly become the heart of the country's recovery. This national unity and commitment to rebuilding have been crucial in creating a sense of hope for the future. People who were once displaced or living in fear are now finding ways to reconnect with their communities and contribute to the ongoing reconstruction process. Through community-driven efforts, the social fabric of the nation is slowly being repaired, one project at a time. The future of Burkina Faso. Looking ahead, the future of Burkina Faso holds both challenges and opportunities. The ongoing battle with extremism is not one that will end overnight, and the rebuilding of infrastructure and social systems will take time. But as the country continues to stabilize and rebuild, the signs of progress are unmistakable. The critical elements in securing Burkina Faso's long-term recovery will be its continued economic diversification. Agriculture remains vital, but the growth of the mining industry and other sectors like renewable energy, technology, and education will be essential in creating a more sustainable economy. By moving beyond its reliance on a few industries, Burkina Faso can build a more resilient economy that can withstand future shocks. Additionally, continued cooperation with regional and international partners will be crucial in ensuring that the country does not slip back into crisis. As Burkina Faso strengthens its alliances and participates more actively in regional security and development, it will be better positioned to face any external challenges. Finally, the involvement of the people will continue to be essential. As long as the people of Burkina Faso remain committed to rebuilding their country, the nation will continue to move forward. The sense of unity and determination among the citizens will fuel the nation's growth, creating a cycle of hope and progress that will eventually lead to a more stable, prosperous future. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership has sparked a remarkable transformation in Burkina Faso. The nation, once on the brink of collapse, is now showing signs of recovery in economy, infrastructure, and security. Though the road ahead is still challenging, the steps taken under Traoré's leadership, combined with the resilience of the Burkinabe people, have set the country on a path toward a brighter future. With continued efforts, both at the government level and within local communities, Burkina Faso can continue to build on its successes. The story of its recovery is a testament to the power of leadership, resilience, and unity in the face of adversity. As we look to the future, the journey of Burkina Faso is one to watch, as it evolves into a nation that has not only survived, but thrived. If you've been inspired by this incredible journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on the latest stories of hope, transformation, and resilience. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation about Burkina Faso's incredible recovery journey.